Amazingly great day in Imago Day. Don your crown, put your 3 crowns in the comments or your crowned emoji head and greet me in Imago Day. I'm back with the P's of being a trauma-informed and trauma-responsive educator. Because when you realize that trauma is real and is common for our students, for people in general, and you become trauma-informed and trauma-responsive, your life is going to be much better as an educator. And so I'm back with another P of being trauma-informed and trauma-responsive. And it's the weekend. This is an early morning PJs post. And I was tempted not to do it on the weekend, like teachers need a break. But then God reminded me and said that the P that you're doing today is perfect for the weekend, because this P is being personal, okay? To be trauma-informed, you need to be personal. I talked about parents, and then I talked about positivity or being positive. Let's talk about being personal, okay? Let your students know you're human. Be transparent about some things. I build a strong connection and a strong rapport with my students because I shared my story, and a lot of them had the same story of, mother being strung out on drugs, not knowing a father, growing up in poverty, and that kind of thing. On the weekend, this is why I think it's perfect that I did this on Saturday, because I've had students to say, you know what, some teachers see you in the streets, they don't want to speak. They act like they don't, or I've had students ask me, Miss Green, Miss Brackens, when I see you on the streets, are you one of those teachers that don't want to speak? No, I went to, I made a point that when different sports seasons came in at the school, that I would go to at least 2 games or 2 events for each one, whether it's swimming, now I was the basketball cheer coach, so I had to go to those, football, soccer, whatever, okay? And then I became the soccer sponsor as well. But it was all types of other sports, track and field. And so when you're personal, you let them know you're human and that you care for them. I used to do this thing that I learned from one of my graduate school professors called check-in. And that thing changed the culture of my classroom, and kids would be grades. I taught 11th and 12th grade. Kids will be in 9th grade and say, hey, I can't wait to get to your class because I want to do check-in. Wherein check in and check out every day before we got started. After the attendance and things were done, we would do check-in. You just tell us how you're feeling. Very briefly, you're having a good day, bad day, ugly day, you're excited about something, you're hurt about something. It helped me relate to my students better, as well as prevent some things like fights, deal with them on the level that they were because something bad happened at home. But being personal, being transparent, not friendly, okay, because the teachers I know who were friendly had hell on earth in their class trying to be friends. No, my students respected me, but they loved me, and they knew I loved them. And so I got awards like this right here. I became highly decorated before I left the classroom. This is the Golden Apple Award, which means the seniors in the school. Now, at that point, I only taught juniors, okay, but the seniors in the school vote on the teacher that's been of most impact to them. And I received that award along with so many other awards from my school, my district, the state. I got incentives for having my students perform. And now I'm teaching economics, which most people think is one of the hardest subjects to teach and learn. And if you don't know what you're doing, it probably is. If you come from a poor background, it probably is. But my students became high performing in the state, and they were some of the poorest in the nation as far as their family background and that kind of thing. But because I had rapport with them, because I was personal with them, I always greeted them at the door with a smile and saying their first name, which is, if you didn't know, that's a person's most favorite word in the English language is your name. Okay, we did check in and did check out. I would go to their games. I would ask about their life. I would tell them about my life. There were pictures about my life. The 3 books that I had written and published at that time were at the front of my room. So if they finished their work early, they could read their own stuff or they could read my books. I was personal, be human. Like I said, don't try to be their friend, because you're going to cause, they're not going to respect you and you're not going to get any work done. But the people I know who got awards like this, okay, and I have several more as well, for grade level, but that was for the whole school, right? The people who I know got awards like that, they were good as far as academic performance, but then they also had good social rapport with the students. And so if you're going to be trauma informed and trauma responsive, be personal. Let these kids know that you're human and you see them as human, okay? It's not all about an agenda. I know we have standards to cover, but I want to see how you're doing today before we get started. That's where the check-in came from, and it revolutionized my teaching career. All right, so I want you to remember, you can learn your way out of every situation and onto any destination. That's why you and I are connected. Have a great day in Imago Day, and I'll see you soon, you trauma-informed and trauma-responsive educator who's going to do great things in your classroom and in the world. All right?